Hi and welcome to class. My name is Ellen McKay, and today we're going to explore a practice in a little bit of a different way. So we have seen, most of us have seen yoga shapes out in the world, whether you've gone to classes and you've watched your teachers or in advertisements and TV shows and movies. It's kind of all out there, right? And a lot of times we get so focused on the shape that we miss out on the actual reason we're making these shapes, which is the sensations in our body. Whether that's strengthening certain muscles, stretching certain muscles, working on stability, balance, whatever it is, our ego, gotta love it, gets focused on, well, I need to make my body into this shape, that we lose connection with the body that we're trying to connect with. Okay? So today's class is going to be more focused on physical sensation than shapes. So I'm going to try to not even name the shape of what we're moving into and just try to talk about the movements and shape and sensations of the body that we're trying to find. And whatever shape you go into is whatever you go into. So listen more than you look today, especially when you're looking towards me. Look towards what I say more than what I do, because I want you to feel the things more than do the things. Okay? All right. Find a comfortable shape. So what does that mean? What does comfortable mean? Comfortable means whatever comfortable means for you. If you want to add props in, you can. What does your body need right now? Does your body need to be upright in a seated position? Does your body need to be laying down on its back? Does your body want to lay on its side or on its stomach? What is comfortable? And maybe today that's kind of a hard shape to find. So do what you got to do. Take another few moments to find your way there. If being comfortable includes closing your eyes, maybe you do that. But I think sometimes closing the eyes can even be an action the ego wants to take. So let's just blink the eyes a few times. And then stop the blinking and see where your eyelids go. Maybe they close all the way. Maybe they're slightly open and you can see some light coming in. Maybe they're all the way open. Notice the muscles in the face. See if you can relax the jaw a little bit. Good. Shoulders soften. Arms and legs feel heavy and supported wherever you are. Take your awareness down to your belly. Notice the sensations in your torso as you breathe. On the inhale, usually we feel a little bit of expansion. And on the exhale, maybe we feel a bit of softening. See if you can keep that awareness on the breath for the next minute or two. Now, especially when we talk about our thoughts, the mind loves to wander. The mind loves to stay busy, thinking about past or future. And it can be real work to keep that mind in the present. So anytime you notice the mind wandering, like it does, come back again to the breath. That gentle exchange of in and out. A few more breaths here. Begin to blink the eyes. Eventually, maybe opening those eyes again if they were closed. If your comfortable position meant you were lying down, start to find your way to a seated position. And in that seated position, your legs can be in any shape that it feels right for you. Maybe they're crossed like mine, maybe they're out straight, maybe they're to the side, doesn't matter. I've got a blanket underneath me, you can use one too. Or maybe you connect directly to the floor. Good. Chin starts to move towards the chest, and just take a pause here. As we take the chin down, sometimes our shoulders round forward and our whole back kind of starts to round. See if you can keep the spine long and just the neck and head come forward. The rest of the spine is tall. So maybe you feel a bit of opening along those muscles along the spine. And we'll just start with a little head tilt side to side. So almost like you're trying to draw a big smiley face with your chin on your chest. So that chin goes from one shoulder to the center of the chest to the other shoulder. Good. Head comes back to center, chin still down. Let's change that sensation a little bit. Now we're going to try to take right ear towards right shoulder. Chin comes back to the chest, nice and slow. And then left ear to left shoulder. Good. We're going to do that a few more times. Chin to the chest, right ear to right shoulder. Chin to the chest, left ear to left shoulder. Good. Let's change the sensation a little bit more. Chin to the chest, right ear to right shoulder, left fingertips reach down towards the floor. Good. Hand comes back in, chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder, right arm reaches down towards the floor. Hand back to center, chin to chest. Now we're going to take the head to the right. You get to choose. Maybe the chin goes to the right shoulder. Maybe the ear goes to the right shoulder. And maybe you take that left arm out to the side. The choice is yours. Find the sensation that feels best for you today, in this moment. Good, we'll change that to the other side. Again, maybe it's chin to shoulder, ear to shoulder. Maybe right arm reaches down. Very nice. Arm comes back to center, head back to center, and all the way up. Let's take those shoulders, bring them to the ears, give them a good little shrug. Exhale, just let them drop. Let's do that a couple more times. Shoulders to the ears, and then let them drop. Really let gravity take over there. Up again, squeeze one more time, and then let it drop. Good. Arms reach up. So that might mean they come out wide like a big wide V. Maybe hands reach over the shoulders, fingertips towards the ceiling. You get to choose. Most of the sensation we're looking for here is a bit of lengthening in the side of the body without pain or tension in the shoulders. So what's that balance for you? Play around a little bit. Find what feels best. Good. We're lengthening through the spine, feeling a bit of lift in and up through those abdominal muscles. Arms are reaching up at some angle. You get to choose. Good. Now we're going to start to turn the belly towards the right thigh. And then maybe we turn the chest a bit towards that right side. And then maybe the head a bit towards that right side. Hands are going to float down wherever they are. Good. Spine is long. And again, we're going to repeat. Turn the belly. Then the chest. And then the head. If you want to change the shape of those arms, you can. But again, it's not about depth. We're not trying to make a specific shape. We're trying to find a sensation of a twist. Belly, chest, head turns towards the right. Spine stays long. That's it. We're going to slowly unwind. So head, chest, belly turns back towards the front. Hands lift again. Let's find that tall spine. Arms are whatever angle feels right for shoulders and neck. Good. Feel that belly lift. Wonderful. We'll begin to turn the belly towards the left. Chest towards the left. Head towards the left. Hands float down. Tall spine. So feel from the pelvis, that spine slowly lifts its way up one vertebra at a time, all the way up to the crown of the head. And then again, we'll turn the belly maybe a little more to the left, chest a little more to the left, head a little more to the left. If you want to change the shape of the arms, you can. But take notice if that's what the ego wants or what the body wants. You got it. Breathe. Good. Head turns back towards the front. Chest turns back towards the front. Belly turns back towards the front. Lift those hands up one more time. Good. Long spine. Support through those abdominals, through that core. So that's front, side, and back. Hands lifting. Shoulders and neck feel soft. Good. As you exhale, we're gonna tilt the pelvis forward, like we're trying to lean forward a little bit. Tilt, tilt, tilt. And then eventually that pelvis is gonna stop moving forward. Hands then are gonna float down to the floor, the legs, wherever they are. Chin tucks a little bit. Feel the length of the back of the neck. If from here the pelvis wants to start to shift a little more forward, follow that sensation. Sits bones stay connected to the mat. 2 more breaths. Good. Walk the hands back towards you. Tall spine again. Nice. Let's come into our tabletop. I did it. I mentioned a shape. It's hard. It's hard not to. Okay, take your hands under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And when you take your hands under your shoulders, maybe you put the palms down to the mat. Maybe you make fists. Maybe you bring the forearms down because you don't want to put any weight on the wrist or the hands. It's not really about the shape that you make. It's about the sensations that we get here today. From here, we're going to tilt the pelvis down towards the floor. As we do that, give the belly a little gentle hug. From there, start to lengthen the belly, so feel that chest maybe start to slide forward through the hands a bit, shining that chest towards the wall in front of you. Gaze can go a little bit past the front of your mat, but keep the neck long. Good. From there, we're going to start to hug that belly up towards the spine, tilting the pelvis up. Start then to feel that round in the back, 1 vertebra at a time. Eventually, maybe chin moves towards the chest. Good. Then we're going to repeat that. So start to slowly tilt the pelvis down. Gentle little hug in that low belly. Good. Start to lengthen through the front of the body. Chest shines forward through those arms, maybe a little look forward, neck is long. Exhale, tilt the pelvis up. Let the spine follow. Round the back, pull belly, chest towards the sky. Nice. Let's find our neutral spine. So pelvis goes neutral, spine follows along. Tuck the toes if you want. Weight's going to start to come into those toes a little bit. Press into those toes. And maybe we start to lift the knees a little bit. So gentle little hover of those knees. Feel that strength in the legs and the belly. And then we're going to slowly keep those knees bent, but lift those hips towards the ceiling. Lift, 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 lift. And eventually maybe those knees start to straighten, but we're starting to feel that stretch in the hamstring. So when you feel a really, really good stretch in the hamstring, keep the legs where they are. Legs can be really bent, they can be really straight, but we're looking for those sits bones to lift up towards the ceiling. And maybe a stretch in those hamstrings, calf, glute space. Good. A couple more breaths. Wherever you are. Nice. From here, let's slowly start to walk the hands back towards the feet. Good. Knees are going to bend. And just let the head fall towards the floor. Head feels really heavy. Shoulders might shimmy around a little bit. Knees are going to be super bent, so belly might even fall towards the thighs. Check in again with the muscles in the face. See if you can loosen around the lips and the mouth. Good. Take the hands to the shins. Press into the heels. Feel those glutes turn on, legs turn on. We'll start to find that neutral pelvis again and let the spine come out of the pelvis, lengthening, finding some support through the belly. So maybe we've got a bit of a flat back, but again, it's more about that sensation than the shape. Nice. From here, we're going to bend those knees again. Maybe let the belly fall towards the thighs, fold, and release. Let go. Good. Knees again bend. Press into the heels. Feel those legs engage. Keep pressing, keep pressing. Feel that belly hug towards the spine. We're going to keep pressing until maybe we come up towards a standing shape. As we find that standing position, take the shoulders, roll them up and back a couple times. Good. If you feel steady kind of out in the middle of your space and close the eyes, let's go ahead and do that. If that doesn't feel great for you, that's okay. We're just going to start bringing that sensational awareness into our balancing. So just shifting from side to side. So onto the right foot and the left foot. Noticing kind of what changes as you go from one side to the other. Good. If you feel steady here, we're going to open the eyes or at least gaze down towards the floor. Arms can come out to the sides. Weight is in that right foot, left toes are touching. Good. Maybe you engage that left hip flexor and start to lift the left knee. Yep. You can even take that left knee, engage the outer left glute, outer left hip, and take that knee maybe a bit out to the side. So we're squeezing glute, hip on that side, opening inner thigh and hip. Yep, you got it. 2 more breaths there. Squeeze those left glutes. Maybe flex the left foot, turning on that leg. Good. Now we're going to take that left leg, move it back, move it back, move it back. Take a big step back. Turn those hips to the long side of the mat. Reach those arms out as wide as you can. Straighten the right leg if it's bent. And just to feel yourself spreading outward. So we want to take up all the space. Good. My right toes are, let's see, my right leg is externally rotating. So kind of that thigh is rotating out towards the pinky toe side of the foot. And we're going to slowly start to bend the right knee and guide it towards that pinky toe edge. Good. Hands reach out, palms press down. Maybe you feel those back muscles turn on as you press the palms towards the floor. Good. Back heel is pressing down. Left glutes are nice and strong. Right glutes are nice and strong. Let's keep going. Right forearm comes down to the right thigh. Left arm just rests on the side for a moment. Again, we're going to turn belly, chest, and head. If you want, lift those left fingertips towards the ceiling. Good, and we're getting that opening feeling, that twisting, wide open twist here. If you like a little more sensation, so if the body wants more sensation, not the ego, maybe we take those right fingertips and slide them down towards the inside of the right foot. But that's just to deepen our twist and maybe open up that right hip a little bit more. So if you feel with that forearm on the thigh, you feel great and that's a really good opening, that's where we're going to stay. That's the sensation we're looking for. A twist with an opening of the hip. Good. Press into your heels, especially that right heel. Rise that torso back up, spread those arms wide. Soften the arms, soften the shoulders. Straighten the right leg, and we're going to turn our toes to face the long side of the mat. So now our feet are going to be parallel with each other with a bit of a wider stance. Roll the shoulders up and back. You got it. A couple more times. Good. Roll those shoulders all the way back. Hands are going to come to the hips. Lift up really, really tall. So when I say that, I mean press into your heels. Feel that pelvis come to neutral. So we want that pelvis not to be tilting forward or to be kind of tucked under and tilting back. We want to stay nice and neutral from there. Spine, vertebra lift up and out. And then we start to tilt the pelvis forward. But notice if your sensation goes towards your heels. So if you feel a lot of weight in your heels, see if you can even that weight out to the middle of the foot. Good. Once that pelvis stops moving, hands come to thighs or hands or block or floor. And see if you can keep that sensation in the center of the foot. So that weight is in the center of the foot, not too far back in those heels, not too far forward in the toes, just right in the center of the foot. Add a little muscle engagement here. Feel the feet press down and then away from each other. Good. Head is heavy. Not any work happening in shoulders and neck here. Bend the knees, hands to thighs, kick into those heels, turn on those outer glutes and thighs. Slowly start to straighten those legs, lift the torso back up. Great. Now we're going to turn left toes out towards the short side of the mat. So that means we're going to externally rotate that left thigh. As we externally rotate that left thigh, that left knee starts to bend, working towards the pinky toe edge of the foot. Arms reach out wide. Take up all the space. Spread those fingertips out. Spread those feet out wide. Then maybe engage those muscles in the back. Feel those hands press to the floor. Good. Supporting those posture muscles. Nice. Good. We're going to start to bring that left forearm down towards the left thigh. Right arm's just going to rest on the side for the moment. Let's start to find that open twist. So belly turns a bit towards the camera maybe, whatever's in front of you. Opening up towards that long side of the mat. Chest opens. Head may turn, maybe you look up, but notice if that strains the neck. Maybe we keep that neck nice and long. Good. From here, if you want, maybe those left fingertips, your top fingertips start to reach up towards the ceiling. Good, really reaching out, lifting up. Good. And if the body wants a little more twist, those bottom fingertips start to slide down towards the inside of the foot, deepening a bit more into that twist. But again, that's more about what the sensations of the body already feel like. Do you feel like you're having a good twist here? Does that feel comfortable for you? Opening up the hip. If you want more sensation, because that's a good choice for you, go ahead and find it. If you want more sensation because you think that may make you a better yogi, stay right here with that forearm on the thigh. That's it. 2 more breaths. Good. Press into that left heel. Slowly come back up. Lift the torso back up. Spread those arms out wide again. Take up all the space. Hands float down. Left knee starts to straighten. Now we're going to turn our hips towards the short side of the mat. So as we turn the hips towards that kind of left thigh, take that back leg and turn it so that knee is facing forward. So both knees are facing in the same direction. Good. Arms again can come out to the side. We're going to step the weight into the left foot and see if we can lift that right knee. Engage the hip flexor, engage the quadricep. Lift that right knee up. That's it. Find our balance. Good. Toes can always touch the floor. Find what works for you here. And then we're going to start to engage outer hip, outer glute. Take that right knee out to the side a bit. And maybe it just moves a little. Maybe it moves a lot. Up to you. Up to your body. Let's do it that way. Yep. Great. Nice. Slowly bring everything back to center. Bring both feet to meet the mat together. Take a pause in your standing shape here. So feet are pressing down, crown of the head is lifting up. Hands can rest together in front of the heart. They can come onto the heart. They can be by the sides. Notice what sensation feels right for your body. Good. As you breathe in, hands may rise up towards the ceiling. Again, take notice of where it feels good for the shoulders and neck to stop. So maybe that's big wide V. Maybe it's overhead. Doesn't matter what shape. It matters what sensation. Feel the length all the way up. Exhale, bend the knees a little bit. Start to tilt the pelvis. Hands might slowly float towards the thighs or the shins. Maybe deepening that bend in the hip flexor. Maybe straightening those legs a little bit. Head, shoulders, arms might feel more heavy. And breathe. Good, hands meet the mat. Feet start to walk away from the hands. You can pause here with those sits bones lifted. Knees may be bent. Knees may be straight. You can also choose the sensation of slowly lowering the knees to the mat and then setting the hips back towards the heels. Maybe feeling a big stretch through arms, back, hips, legs. You really get to choose your sensation here for the next 5 breaths. Nice. When you're finished up there, we're going to come to meet with our back down on your mat or bed, floor, couch, wherever you have access to. So that sensation when you first reach the floor, take notice of the back. Knees are going to stay bent, feet on the mat. Notice the positioning of the head. Let's take the fingertips underneath the head and lift the head up for a moment. Good. Feel like you could bring that support underneath the base of the skull and kind of take the head, lift it up so the nose points directly up towards the ceiling, and then just set the head back down. Good. Arms are going to move by the sides, palms face down towards the floor. Feet walk in as close to the hips as you can get. As you press the heels down, also press those upper arms down. Maybe you feel that sensation of the shoulders rolling underneath the back, chest opening. Pressing the knees away from the belly. Maybe those glutes turn on and you get a little more opening, a little more sensation through the front of the body. Slowly bring the spine down back to the mat, one vertebra at a time. Take one knee to the chest. Give it a little squeeze. Bring the other knee in as well. If it feels good, rock a bit. Move in the way that feels good for you. Good. Arms can move and rest out to the sides in whatever angle feels good. Knees are going to slowly drop to the left. And again, this is where you get to choose that level of sensation and where you feel it. Support can be added underneath the thigh or in between the knees. There is no specific shape. See if the rest of the body can soften here, letting gravity do the work. Knees gently come back to center. And when you're ready, you're going to take them to the other side. So again, find your way into a sensation that feels good. So if this shape originally doesn't feel restful, add in more support. Maybe adding more padding underneath that outer thigh. Maybe taking something in between the knees. So often we get stuck in the idea of how something should look that we forget how it feels. A few more breaths wherever you are. Good. Gently unwind yourself. And we'll come into Shavasana. If you've been with me a long time, I usually say find your most comfortable shape for Shavasana. And because we maybe associate Shavasana with lying flat on our backs, we just find that shape and stay there. But I really want you to now find the most comfortable sensation in the body. Maybe that means resting on the side. Maybe it means rolling onto the belly. Notice the sensations in your body. And find a place to rest. Feel the sensations in the whole body, from the top of the head to the bottoms of the feet. Left to right, front to back. And then take one step inward. So from all of that sensation, arms, legs, muscles, joints, now bring awareness to the rhythm of the breath, to your heartbeat. So we connected with the body, and now we go deeper. And if you'd like, a little deeper still, leaving behind all sensations, leaving behind all physical connection, and moving into that deepest connection. That seat of the true self, the connection to your higher power, a space where you can deeply rest. Stay in this place of rest for as long as you'd like.